Previously on YouTube, what if Apple made a toothbrush? If Apple made a toothbrush? If Apple made a toothbrush? If Apple made it? Apple made a toothbrush. If Apple made a toothbrush? And finally, a toothbrush that hurts to use is one that you won't use at all, so is a waste of money. 2 months ago, I reviewed the Laifen Wave toothbrush, and well, I didn't have very many kind things to say about it. It honestly really is a powerful toothbrush. And that's actually one of the main things I hate about the Wave. And worse yet, after I connected the app the first time, I've never been able to get it to connect to the toothbrush again. That's right, the Bluetooth app stopped working almost immediately, and even worse, the toothbrush hurt to use. Laifen saw that review and reached out and made 2 promises. First, the Bluetooth app function really does work, and second, they think they fixed the toothbrush so it doesn't hurt to use anymore, both by changing the vibrations and by creating new toothbrush heads. So I have here 2 retail units that Laifen promised would fix the app issues, and 2 prototype units that aren't anywhere on the market right now. Did Laifen fix everything? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the bad news. These 2 units here are the standard retail Laifen Wave toothbrushes you'd get if you bought one today. Laifen explained to me that my original review unit had a defect they've since addressed and should have only existed in review units that never reached customer hands. Based on app reviews in both the Apple and Google Play Store, I didn't really believe that, but decided to give it a shot. And that's where things went from bad to worse. With the original toothbrush, I managed to at least connect the app initially, but then it stopped working. Unfortunately, I can't get either of these 2 new toothbrushes to work with any phone I try, whether Android or iPhone. It seems to me the problem still exists, so that's no improvement. But these 2 toothbrushes are a totally different story. These are prototypes, straight from the factory, along with these new brush heads. And Laifen made 2 promises here, that the brush heads were softer and the vibrations were less jaw-shattering. Let's start with the brush head. Side by side, I can tell the difference between these 2 brush heads. This is the retail one, it's stiffer and harsh, whereas this new one is soft and gentle. Now don't be fooled by the transparency. That's an option that Laifen already offers, but the difference in the feel is there. And this new brush head improves on one of my gripes from the review, how easy it is to get off the toothbrush. With the original, I have to struggle to get the brush head off the Wave, but the new one is much easier. But the real question is, does it still hurt to use? The good news? No, it doesn't. The new Wave is lighter and easier on the teeth, and I went from not even liking the setting with the least vibrations and thinking that was too harsh, to liking the setting with the most vibrations. It's a huge difference. Now Laifen tells me they didn't change the hardware, what they changed was what you get out of the box. The 3 different vibration settings. The lowest one on here is more than the highest one on here, and you can actually almost hear that they're the same, but they are actually very different and they feel different in the hand. What that should mean is that you can change the vibrations on here to be more if you want. Unfortunately, I can't test that part. This is a prototype. It came straight from the factory, which means the Bluetooth settings on this are disabled. So I can't test if this also fixes the app issue either. But I can say this right now. I cannot use this original toothbrush. I can't even use these retail toothbrushes. I've tried and they hurt and they make me bleed, as I showed in one video. On the other hand, with this new lighter settings that don't exist in the original retail units, I can use this toothbrush. And I feel like perhaps I could train myself up to the higher vibrations that these offer. I don't think they've gone away. I think they're just not there out of the box by default. Sonicare offers something like this. When you first get a Sonicare toothbrush, it starts off in a training mode that begins with light vibrations and builds up over time to get you used to them. This is sort of a similar idea, but you have to go into the app and change to the harder vibrations if that's an option. I wish I could confirm that's an option, but unfortunately I can't. I'm still in contact with Laifen over the Bluetooth issue, and I'm sending them a video showing that it doesn't work. But as I'll show you, when I go to connect these to the app just never detects them, whether it's Android or iPhone. All of that changes my recommendations. With this original toothbrush, I said you should not buy this because it hurts too much and the app function doesn't work. And well, the app function still doesn't work, and that bothers me, especially for those who would like higher vibrations. Josh from the future here. So I went to make that video for Laifen, and what do you know? It started working. I was able to connect this toothbrush to both Android and iPhone. And I've held off and checked again, and it stayed connected, and I can reconnect every time without any fail. Now, I still have some reservations because there are plenty of reviews in the App Store showing people are having connection issues. So I wouldn't depend on this, but at least in this particular unit Laifen sent me, it is now working with the app. But I do enjoy the new version of this toothbrush. And I would say that this is now a buy if you're looking for a toothbrush that doesn't wreck your jaws. But here's the catch. Laifen isn't calling this a Wave 2.0. They're working on a Wave 2.0, but they're not ready to release that yet. Instead, they intend to phase in the new prototype as the standard retail option. It'll be in the same box, with the same text, and the same name, which means you have no way of knowing if you're buying the old, harsher toothbrush or the new, gentler toothbrush. I'm going to keep in contact with Laifen and see if they'll let me know when they're available and when these new toothbrush heads are available, because they're much better in my opinion. But until then, it's a gamble. If you really like a harsh toothbrush, maybe buy one right now. If you're looking for something more gentle, wait. But eventually, for those of you who can't stand jaw-shattering toothbrushes, this will be a good option. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this follow-up review. Please subscribe to the channel. We've got lots more videos coming. In fact, I'll soon be reviewing this smart wireless meat thermometer and additional products. Until next time, bye!